What is up, Karate? So this is gonna be a fun one. In this video, we'll be customizing the C6 ZR1, not the Citroen, the C6 ZR1 Corvette. I absolutely love this car. One of the last best front engine Corvettes made, other than the C7 ZR1. Even though a lot of people do prefer the C6 ZR1 over the C7 ZR1. I like both of them. I don't want to say equally. I do prefer the C7 ZR1 a little more, but the C6 ZR1 is definitely up there. Absolutely incredible car, and it's a lot more like raw than the C7 ZR1, and a lot lighter as well. So in this game, this car costs $420,000. I will leave the exact pricing and details in the pinned comment down below as usual. So I already own it here. We'll go to vehicle customization, and we got it right here. There we go. And then we're gonna go to manufacturer colors first, and it is a street tier 2 car, by the way. So we got the white, black, silver, got the candy red, looks fantastic. Another silver. This looks to be, I think, Inferno orange. Like a blue, a red, and then you got a yellow, and then you got the famous Jetstream blue, even though this color is like, I think it's a bit off compared to what it's supposed to be. So we're gonna keep that for now, but I am gonna adjust it here in the metallic category. We're gonna go to tier 2 selected color, then we're gonna fine tune it, and then basically we're just going to, we're going to make it a little bit lighter. Then we're gonna adjust this a little bit, almost right about there. I think that's a lot closer than what we had before. We can see the before and after. The other one was just way too dark. I think this looks a lot closer to the real one, so we'll apply that there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, so visual parts. So obviously the stock hood is beautiful. You got the clear transparent piece so you can see the supercharger. Just an awesome design. Obviously I think GM was trying to do sort of like a reference to the exotic cars that have, you know, the exotic mid-engine cars that had the clear panel so you can see the engine bay. And I guess they were trying to do something like that with a front engine car, which was a bit of a weird concept for a front engine car specifically, but I do think it is really cool looking. But anyways, this one completely deletes that, this first option here, and it gives us like a, I guess more like a race car style hood. Then you got this one, which adds vents to the sides. Doesn't look bad, but then it forcibly puts these hood pins on here. Then you got a carbon stock, and then a carbon version with the vents and the pins, and then a carbon variant of the other race one. Honestly, I think what they should have done would have been cool, even though it probably wouldn't have flowed that well, but I think what would have been sick is maybe just a carbon section of just the top like flat area, or maybe like a carbon stripe down the center. I think that would have been a lot nicer. But the whole hood, I mean, it just completely ruins the flow of the car. I mean, maybe it kind of goes with the roof a little bit, but I don't know. The front end, to me, that little scoop in the front, I feel like it kind of goes with the like the raised section of the hood, like that cowl induction, and it just kind of ruins the look to me. So for this specific option, I'm gonna keep it stock. Front bumpers, you have the carbon stock headlights, which I really like. Then you got this larger front opening. It deletes the fog lights and it gives you the canards on the sides. Then you got this one, which is kind of similar to the stock, but it does change the grille a little bit. And it also deletes the fog lights, gives us some bigger openings on the sides, and then adds a reinforcement bracket and a larger front splitter. And then this one is like completely different, large side openings. Okay. All right, and that's all the options there. I would have liked the bigger opening. Is just weird looking, isn't it? I know I'm not like the most like craziest person when it comes to customization. I'm like, oh yeah, let's put all the crazy stuff on. Let's put that. Then we'll go here and put a wide body, and then we'll put that, and just it looks like a crazy Hot Wheels car at the end. Just not my thing. I know some people don't like that, but that's just the way I customize my cars. I have a certain like taste, I guess, and when it comes to, you know, I like things a bit more subtle and less crazy depending on the car. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. I would have liked this one if it didn't have the canards, if I'm being honest, even though the grill opening's still a little bit too big. But I think we're going to do just the carbon headlights there. So here we have a front wide body. So this one's really cool. It does a few things. So it extends the vents, as you can see on the side, makes them a bit larger, I guess, in terms of like the scoop. And then it also gives us a subtle wide body, as you can see, very, very subtle. And it gives us the like louvers on the top of the fenders. So that's like a reference to the C6R race car, and also the C6R. I forgot the exact name of it, but it was some crazy road car. I put a picture of it on screen here. It was like some special. I think it was more than 7 liters. I think they had stroked the engine to, I forgot what, but it was some special like Z06 variant basically. Also a reference to the C6 R as well. Very cool. So I think that's fantastic. We're definitely going to do that there. Next up, we got the stock wheel options. So strangely enough, I know the C6 ZR1, when it first came out, the only wheel option was this one, in either chrome or like silver, I think. And then eventually they offered other wheels, which those are not here for some reason. I'm going to show them here. But so you got this one. This is a C6 Z06 wheel. So kind of interesting how you can put that on a ZR1, but I guess if you like this design, you can go ahead and do that. Now we have a base model C6 wheel. Kind of strange you put that on a ZR1, but okay. Then you have the C6 Grand Sport wheel. Again, very strange you'd put that on a ZR1. And then you have another C6 base model wheel. So that's all the wheels there. Now in the game, they do offer a wheel design almost identical to the C6 ZR1 stock wheels. But of course you can actually paint these. So I have these in black here. I'm gonna tone it down a bit. I want more of like a dark chrome sorta, almost black. I think this looks good right here. Just a bit lighter of a black there. And then wheel size 1, 2. I think that's good. 1, 2. Yep, that looks fantastic. And then for our brake caliper color, I'm definitely gonna keep that blue. I want a little bit of a brighter blue though. How does that look? Maybe. Ooh, that's pretty close, I think. I think this might be it here. We'll do that. Side mirrors, you can do carbon stocks. I actually like that. That's not too bad. We'll do that. Side skirts. So this one just gives you a massive. It basically extends the skirt and then it adds a massive winglet to it. I think that looks a bit tacky. Maybe if you're doing like a race car build or something, but in my case, I'm going to skip that. Rear fenders. So you have the wide body. So it deletes the side reflector and it adds the wide body. Very subtle. I love the way they did this. Nicely done, in good taste. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that there. And then for the rear, so you have a giant wing, it deletes a little ducktail, and then you also have this one here. So, I mean, to me this is a missed opportunity. I wish they could have maybe given us like 3 different ducktails, right? So let's say like a carbon stock, and then maybe like a more aggressive ducktail, something a bit larger. That would have been sick, but unfortunately we just got 2 massive wings to choose from. Just not feeling it. I definitely would have put on like a nice carbon, slightly larger ducktail, but we don't have that option. So anyways, you have different diffuser options, which brings the exhaust to the outside, kind of like a C8 Corvette. I don't like that, or like a Camaro, but that just looks terrible. Then you have this one, which retains the quad setup, but these exhaust tips are way too big. That just doesn't. That's a bit excessive. That's ridiculous. You got this one, which I believe. Oh, this one adds that ugly Stingray reference thing on the back. Yeah, that's just terrible. That panel on the glass, I don't like that. Then you got this one, which the exhaust tips are definitely the right size, but it forces you to have this ugly diffuser attached to it. I find it annoying, some of these options. You know, they have the right options mixed in them, but then some of them force these weird diffusers, and it's just annoying sometimes. But anyways, you got that mixed in there, and you got this one. You got this one here, and then that one. So those are all the options. I would have picked this one if it didn't have the ugly diffuser attached to it. That is so annoying. Why'd they do that? Why'd they do? I might have to pick this one. It's like the stock one I've never really liked all that much. The stock one just doesn't look all that great. Very like early 2000s or mid 2000s GM with the plastic fantastic with a little tiny exhaust tips. Just not all that great. I guess I'm gonna have to put this one, so we'll do that. So much as I hate to, but we'll just pretend that the views are smaller. In terms of interior color options, you do have some stitching and stuff options here. So you have all the different color variations. See it transitioning there. Yeah, I mean, the different, I guess it just depends on the color you're going with, but I think I definitely want the blue accents in here, but I don't want too much. And I think it's too much blue on the dash and stuff, and the outside of the seats looks terrible. I think just the blue stitching is what I'm going to go with. I think that's a nice contrast. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Materials, you can change it all to suede, but I want to keep it in the leather. Then interior inserts, you can do the carbon or the gloss black. You know, definitely going to do the carbon there. And that's all the options. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, it looks a lot more aggressive. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. On to the upgrades. Before we do that, I want to show the stock power here. So back in 2009, again, 2009, this was what, like 14 years ago, this car had 638 horsepower. Absolute monster. Was mind-blowing when it released, especially that much power in a lightweight Corvette. Obviously, when the Hellcat came out in 2015, that was mind-blowing, 707 horsepower, but this wasn't a Corvette. In 2009, I mean, it still is ridiculous. This is an insanely fast car. Only look at that, under 3,200 pounds in this game. That is insane. So we're gonna drive it stock, so you can see how fast this car is stock. I didn't press drive, did I? Still got the Ferrari selected there. Let's press drive on that. Whoopsies. There we go. All right. What a beautiful car. Look at that. This color definitely looks a lot better than the other one. That is like ridiculously quick for a stock car. Wow, driving, getting used to the drive. I've been driving in some other games, Gran Turismo and stuff. Getting a bit, takes a bit of getting used to in these games. Go to first person here. Wow, the first person in this game is great. Those vents in first person look fantastic. I love it. It's ridiculous the way it rips through that speedometer. I mean, this is stock, guys. Look at that. That is so impressive. Again, stock. Lost it a little bit. Definitely need some tuning on this one. I think better tires will definitely help too. Alright, onto the highway like we always do here. This car sounds really good in this game too. Oh yeah. Alright. This thing definitely needs, let's go the other way. This thing definitely needs the performance upgrade, so let's install those and see how it does. See what kind of power we get out of it. This is also one of the, it's a Street Tier 2, and it's one of the best cars to use for Street Tier 2 races. It's not the best, but it's a good, you know, decently competitive option. 760, look at that. So right around the same horsepower, about 5 horsepower off from the C6 ZR1. Wow. Still the same weight, 224 miles per hour. Thing is a beast. It's a beast. Let's see how it drives. Alright. Complete stop. Floor it. Wheel spin. Second. Hooks. Jesus, man, that's fast. That is... I'm sure in first person it looks a lot faster. It got the supercharger whine as well. I haven't even used the nitrous, and this thing is approaching 200 miles an hour like nothing. That's impressive. Very, very, very impressive. Touched the wall a little bit, and I went right into a car. Alright, let's do this again. This time I'm going to use a nitrous. Let's just take the corner up ahead, and then we're going to hit it. See what it does. Or how quickly it does it. And max out that speedometer. Alright, here we go. Woo! Maxed out, 235. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. What a cool car, man. I've always loved these C6 ZR1s. In real life, they're like super modifiable, tons of potential in them, and especially with how lightweight they are. The interior has always been the biggest downfall of the C6 generation. It just is what it is, you know. Not the best looking interior, but this interior came out in like what, like 05, I think. I mean, you really can't expect much from back then. So, yeah. Anyways, again, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Definitely let me know what car you want to see me customize next, and I'll see you in the next one.